Bel's been dreaming of buying his first home.
Of whether we go for a house with land or apartment or townhouse.
The government today delivering a brutal blow.
We've had to make the tough, but I think the right decision to discontinue the first home grant and reprioritise that money.
Isn't it just fucking hilarious how they have to make a tough decision that they say is going to hurt young New Zealanders trying to get into their first home, but they're not going to make tough decisions that might hurt landlords. This is something like a $250 million saving over a few years. That wouldn't even touch the sides of changing the landlord rebate by a few percent. I'm so sorry, young New Zealanders who are struggling to get into your home. I know this is hard. I know this is not going to be popular, but where else could we find the money from? I mean, the cupboards are bare.
It wouldn't even be about hurting landlords. It would just be about keeping it the same for landlords.
Yeah. Yep.
Social housing places.
Bit of a gut punch.
As revealed by News Hub last night, the first home grant is gone. All grants already approved will be honoured, but no more applications will be accepted. It's over.
I think it's pretty brutal. It came very suddenly, especially when we're trying to future plan.
I appreciate that this will not be popular with everybody, and I appreciate that this will cause some pain for some people.
But you won't lose any votes from that sector. If it was farmers or landlords losing some kind of rebate, you might lose some votes.
See, I don't know, man.
You can't hurt those people.
I don't know, man. There's centre-right voters that have children.
Nope. Because you know why?
But
the people you're talking about, but the people you're talking about can give that to their kids or can help them get it. So they're not the people. The people that people are going to impact are the people who don't have like backup from mum and dad who can help them get a couple of grand extra to actually get it over the line. These are the people it's going to impact, and they're not going to be voting for them anyway. So fuck them. It's going to be hard for them. It's not going to cost us any votes.
People.
The housing grants were up to $5,000 per buyer for an existing home or $10,000 for a new build. So a couple could have been eligible for up to $20,000 for their deposit. But the minister argues they were ineffective because the average grant of $5,000 only amounts to about 4% of a 20% deposit for an affordable home.
He is out of touch and he thinks that, it's only 4%, so therefore it doesn't matter. I don't think he gets how important this is for a lot of people, how hard it is to buy a home.
I appreciate there'll be some people who will like the money, and I acknowledge that, but it doesn't, the evidence suggests it doesn't make the difference between people actually buying a house or not.
I won't be able to deposit now.
I appreciate not everyone's going to like it.
except for that guy. Except for that guy. So everyone except for that guy, and also the girl who bought the $600,000 house in Hamilton that was on last night's news, except for her as well. But nobody else. But there'll be but just the two people that the news could easily find who say they're not going to be able to afford it. Like the girl last night had $55,000 and the $5,000 go to the 60, which was a 10% deposit. So there was her and there was that guy. But other than those two, I'm sure nobody else in the whole country, nobody else in the whole country.
Buying a house or not.
I won't be able to deposit now.
I appreciate not everyone's going to like it, but we're making a choice.
The money will be redirected.
At least that's honest.
1,500.
At least that's a fucking honest answer. He's not saying we had no other choice. He just said we're making a choice. At least that's honest from the evil, vindictive, bald-headed piece of evil.
Housing places, Labor says that's fewer than it funded.
Social housing and first home buyers miss out. Landlords don't.
National never campaigned on scrapping the grants and in fact pushed for an increase to the price caps last term so more first home buyers could access it. Its press release saying Labor was leaving first home buyers out in the cold.
Yeah, well, that was then, this is now. And
that was then when we had to try and trick people to allow us to get us into government and it worked, and this is now, and now we're going to change it. Because we don't have to fulfill promises to get in government, because we are government. We are government. Which button was it? That one. We are government.
We've just had to confront the fiscal conditions that we are in.
Fronting the fiscals by freezing out first home buyers.
All right. It was an important one to share, and we've shared it. And again, it's a bit like, this is just going to continually come back to $3 billion to landlords. We made a choice. You did. At least Luxon was honest. We made a choice. We made a choice to give 12 times as much money back to landlords to stop some people getting into their first home. That was the choice we made. At least we can be honest about it and say they've made an active choice of landlords over young first home buyers. Being honest about it.
Yeah. So once again, the party of the economy and the party of being good at number has looked at a number of $5,000 and gone, that's not fucking much. No one will miss it. Look, that $5,000 turns into $50,000 of the deposit.
Yeah.
You know, and then you start to look at the flow-on effects of getting people in their first home. It came about through a housing crisis. It came about through people looking at, shit, people aren't getting into owning their own properties. That is how they're secure in their old age, actually owning an asset, which is going to be really important for a government when people start to age out into super, whether they have an asset to live in or whether they're going to be holding their hand out to the government and going, please help me. I am starving and I will die because I'm renting forever.